Self Fitness Friday, and today's routine is called Jump. Don't worry though, there's not too much jumping, there's a little bit right in the finisher, but they can all be adapted. Anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Before then, you're going to need a kettlebell, one of the circuits, and some light hand weights for another, and the other one is body weight, so there's 3 little circuits to do. Anyway, I'll go into more detail shortly. Let's get warmed up first. Okay, just jogging on the spot first. They're nice and loose. Stretch the chest. Pull the shoulder blades together. Good morning, morning Debbie. Shoulder circles, turn each way. circuits to do. It's on the minute every minute, just 3 exercises. I'm doing 3 rounds, little rest, move on. The rep sequence is 30, 20, 10. So we've got a 30 rep exercise. We go slightly lower intensity, a higher rep, and then a medium at 20, and then a much higher intensity but lower rep one. At the end, 3 rounds, and then we move on. So, number 1, we're going to need dumbbells for. Okay, so dumbbells for the first circuit, and then you can put them away. So exercise 1 is 30 plyo squats. So 30 plyo squats is a lot. Okay, so there's 2 sort of versions really. You can do your full deep squats, again, hips open, knees over the toes, getting nice and deep, and make every rep count. Those first few are always tough, but once you get into it, you'll be surprised how it loosens up. If you'd rather do a little bit shallower, if they get too tough, you can do some fingertip plyo squats, which is more of a hinge. Okay, so down, fingertips, okay, and do 30 like that. Still tough, just not quite as tough as going for those ATG Astergrass version. Okay? You can do a combination of the 2 if you want. Okay? Whatever you want to do. Number 2, 20 reps. We're doing prone fly. Okay? So you're going to be holding that hinge again. So knees out. Okay? So engage the glutes. Hips dropping back. Chest comes down. You're holding that position. Remember, keep thinking that somebody's pushing your legs in and you're pushing them out. With these muscles here, just keep that solid base, hips back. If your hips aren't back, if you're like this, it's going to put more stress on your lower back. Okay, so that's where you want to be. And then bring them up. Squeeze the shoulder blades. 20 reps. Okay, off the back muscles and the postural muscles. And the third one, we've got body attacks, okay? So that's down, in, up, okay? For 10 reps, okay? Just check that. Yeah. Chest to floor is optional. You don't have to go chest to floor. So if you'd rather do them like that, out, in, up. Okay, that's fine. So, out, in, get them above your head for 10 reps. Okay. That's it, nice and simple. 3 rounds of that. Little rest. On to the next circuit. 3 circuits to do. Okay, right. So, 30 plyo squats. Straight off the bat. Right, ready? There we go. One more then. 2. Very good. Right, so 30, 20, 10 again. 3 minutes, 3 rounds. Like I say, this time though, we're going to be using our kettlebells for the 2, the 20, and the 10. So first of all, you do 30 squat thrusts. Again, it's a body weight, fairly low intensity when building in small numbers, but of course we're doing it hard. We're doing 30. Okay? Now, ideal world, you squat thrust, think more thrusting out and back, not rather than in. Yeah? So there, out, back. What people tend to do with a squat thrust is this. Okay, well, okay, better than nothing. You're not going to injure yourself or anything like that. But what you want eventually is when your hips become fully functional again, and they should be working properly, that is what you're looking for. See where my knees are? So my knees are there, and my back is actually pretty stable. There's not this big tilt that you find when you've got immobile hips and try squat thrusts. So what I'm saying is fine, do your 30, however you need to do them, but please have in mind that if you are doing them a little bit like this, okay, and your bum's doing this and your back's doing that, okay, but eventually, in 1 year, 2 years, we're looking for that. Okay, anyway, 30. Kettlebells. 20 swings. Okay, no frills. Just a good quality, plain old, ready solid kettlebell swing. Through the thigh triangle. So there, through, and then power it up with the hips. Okay, remember, you want your glutes engaged again, because they're doing the work, so you don't want to do like this. Okay, make sure it's there in line with your toes. Okay? Equally, you don't want this, so people come out here and they're doing this, but still the knees inside the line of the toe. Well, that's no good. Okay, you need that. Okay? So glutes engaged. And remember, another big mistake with swings is that coming too low. This, I'm overdoing it. Don't need to do that. Just through there, look. See where the kettlebell is, look? There. One more thing, arms, armpits closed. Not like this. There. Yeah? Just so you've got that skin contact on your armpit. Not T-Rex again, then you're engaged with coming too far the other way. And sometimes I see people doing this. Okay, don't want that either, the T-Rex swing, as it's sometimes called. Okay? There. Thigh level, skin contact, glutes engaged. That's your perfect swing. Okay, then, your 10 reps, we're going to do clean and press. Just 5 each side, so we'll make it worthy. 5 each side, so fairly heavy. Right, let's go through the fundamentals there. Thumb, side of the handle. Okay? Not there, not in the middle even. The reason being, when it comes to sit on the back, if I'm holding it there, look what happens. Really uncomfortable. If I'm holding it there, it sits, look, perfect. Over the wrist. Okay, so first the clean. We're going to do a hand clean, which is like the swing through the thigh triangle. Row and roll. To practice, start here, just throw it under, pull it back. Throw it under, pull it back. And that'll give you, I think that's a better way of learning it, almost top down. Because you go in the same direction. Again, biggest mistake of that is people over compensate. So they're like this. And it makes it so much more tough. Literally just flick it up with your hip up. So there, keep contact with your body. Okay, not like this. Hand under chin, thumb in the centre line. Do press, cover your ear. Okay, like your nose. Back through. There. Okay. That's what we want. 5 each side. Now it might not be as tidy as that. That's okay. As long as you're working towards what should be top 4. I'll bang on about it anyway. You'll be sick of hearing it in the end. Okay, ready then. 30, 20, 10. Here we go. 20 swings. Oh, sometimes I get a feeling, yeah. Get a feeling that I'm never happy for, no. I get a feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a feeling, yeah. Get a feeling that I'm never happy for, no. I get a feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a feeling, yeah. Come on, 20 swings. deck squats or power sit-ups. I'll show you instead. Okay. Yeah. So number one, we're doing prone bunny hops. Well done. Prone bunny hops. So we can use our mats in here. That's about the distance you want. If you want to make it a bit easier, just do less distance, okay? So here, you're going to be hopping over, keep the knees slightly bent. 30 each side. So if you count them out 1, 2, it'll be 60. Okay, or 1, 2, every time you come back at the same time. I think the easiest way is just to count to 60 individually. Right, minute 2, 20 press-ups. If you can, 20 press-ups is much harder than what people think. It's one thing doing 20 of this, but a full flat press-up is a different story entirely. You want to go for quality, not quantity. So do less if need be. And I'll stop in about 15 seconds to go. Then you have done 20, you haven't done 20, it doesn't matter. You're an arrowhead. You're going to pull the elbows down. Both. Shoulders and elbows. You're here. Okay? If I'm on the floor, that's where I am. You can see my lats engaged. Okay? Ideally, chest to floor. That means go to the knees to reset. Then do it. Build up from solid foundations. Okay? Because this will never get you anywhere. Not this. This. You can see the difference. You can see more muscles are engaged in that position. Look, there, gone. Lats gone, lats appear. And that's the difference. Right, and the last one, 10 reps. Oh, this is going to depend. You can do a deck squat or 10 deck squats, but they are, again, all dependent on mobility. If you can just about do it with a hand or two to help, then do that, maybe do less reps. Okay, that's fine. Maybe do 8 of them, or even 6. If you really don't get on them, you're just beginning, then perhaps just do some power sit-ups just to get used to it. So there, right, just power up there. You can even lift your glutes off the floor, take their glutes down, sit-up. Glute bridge, sit-up. Just to start building, because that, in effect, is the first movement to a deck squat. Okay, so, you've got a few choices there. And you're aiming for 10 if possible. Okay? Right then. Let's give it a go then. So, bunny hops first. Okay, now you can practice a few jump variations, but you can adapt them, okay, to suit yourself. Okay? Can't jump at all, serious hip or knee issues, you may have to leave some out. See how you go. Never write them off entirely. The ability to jump is a fundamental human movement pattern. Okay? You're meant to do it. It's not unnatural, it's natural. Okay, so if you can't do it, there's a reason for it. Address the reason and then do it. Okay, you should be addressing the reasons just by doing these classes. You'll get more mobile, you'll get stronger, you'll get better range, better mobility, and if you do the top mobility as well, even better. Anyway, it's only short, let me show you what I'm doing. 20-second, tight Tabata rounds, there's no rest really. We're just going through, it's just a couple of the exercises act as a sort of active rest. So, first 20 seconds, jacks. Okay? Nice and easy. Do them light. That acts as your rest on the latter round. Number 2, tuck jumps or pogos. So tucks if you can. Don't go too crazy though because we're only in 3 rounds. You'd rather just do some light pogos. So when you're not tucking your knees, but you're still just pushing through your toes. Just get used to your body just absorbing that. Okay, try not to land like this. Okay, if you see that your thighs are touching, your knees are touching, you've got to correct that, because that's why your knees hurt when you jump, because of that internal rotation. Okay, so focus on landing like this, not like that. It's a subtle thing, but it makes all the difference. Number 3, little reverse broad jumps. So we use our mat in here, but it doesn't matter how you use what you like, just a mat in a distance. Load the hips, absorb, change, load the hips, absorb, change, underneath broad jumps, keeps you working. And the last one is the hardest of all, star jumps, possibly even the straddle, pike, whatever you want to call it. Star jump, like a jack, but instead of landing on the floor, you land back there, so out and in. Again, you've got to watch that landing. It's always my left leg's more unstable than my right. I can see it, it goes slow motion. I always have to work on this, stability here. Anyway, and if you want to take it further, straddle or reach for your toes, somewhere you can take it in the future. But only do that if you're confident. So, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 3 rounds, done. All your jumping variations. What you're just trying to do is just keep going. Okay? Keep moving. Right. Here we go there. Time to jump. Right, ready then. Jumps first. 3, 2. we? See you for that. Well done, Sandra. Well done, everyone else at home. Thanks for tuning in. See you very soon. Tomorrow, remember, it's 9 a.m. See you then.
Snowden,